Alright, welcome back to today's episode of our studies. We are going to talk about single transformation. So, when we talk of single transformation, in our previous discussion, we just tried plotting the points, the images, and everything. So, today it's because of this part D, what single transformation that maps A1, B1, C1 onto A2, B2, C2. But we just want to do a quick recap so that you remember all that we did in our previous study. So the first one, I hope you can draw triangle A1, that's ABC. So we can draw this triangle, right? So which we have
Yes.
So the second one, so we are not even going to waste our time. So if you have, let's say this is your graph, you know A is somewhere 6, X is 6, and let's say this is Y and this is X. So the second is the B, X is 2, right? Let's say 2 here, and this is 5. And the last one, X is 7. 7, this is 7 is somewhere here, and 2, right? So you are going to get a triangle like this. If you use your graph, you'll be able to do it. So today I'm not going to draw any graph. I'm not going to just plot it. So the second part, draw the image of triangle ABC under an enlargement with a scale factor of -1. So this is something that seems to be new. So here we are doing enlargement with a scale factor. So we have a point, let's say A, X and Y as our point. So let's say our scale factor is A. So we are enlarging it by a scale factor of -1, right? So it will be AX and what? K1. If we expand this, there is a scale factor K.
Yes.
So our scale factor is K. It is multiplying X and Y. So we have KX and KY. So back to the question. In the question, this is the point. We are enlarging it by a scale factor of what? Scale factor of what? -1. So -1. So if we take A is what? The coordinate of A is 6, 8. And you are going to multiply 6, 8 by -1. So this one is going to give us -6 and what? -8. You get it? So in order to save space, I would like you to write -6, comma -8. You get it?
Yeah.
Now let's move to the second one, B. So the B, we have, let's write it this way. Our B, we have 2, 5. Multiplying it by -1. So you are multiplying -1 by what? 2 and 5. So the result, if you multiply -1 by, you get -2, -5. So you have a -2, -5. So this is the image of what? This one is the image of B1. That's here. But and this is B1. Let's try the last one, C. So see, we have 7 and 2. So here you are multiplying 7 and 2 by -1. So you are going to get what?
-7.
-7,
-2.
-2. Exactly. So this one is what? The image of A1, B1, and what? C1. So let's keep this one somewhere. So here, yes, let's write it here. A1 is what? -6, -8. Okay. Our B1 is
-2,
-2,
-5.
-5. And our
C1,
C1
-7, -2.
-7, -2. We will come back and use it. That's why I'm just hiding them over there. But I hope the method is very equivocal to all my users. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, let's see. You see it? Draw the image of triangle ABC under a clockwise rotation of 270 degrees, where A maps to A2, B maps to B2, and C maps to C2. Let's triangle under a clockwise rotation of 270. So in case you forget, these are our formulas that we learned them in our previous discussion. So here 270 clockwise, I said the same as what, 90 degrees anti-clockwise, and it's here. So here you know our xy maps to what? Negative y x. You can write it as xy maps to negative y x as this. If you want to save space on your graph book or your exercise, so here I'm just going to take the first one. Where is it? A. So instead of writing xy, so our a is 6 8. Instead of writing 6 8, this is a. So the image of a2 here, a2, can you see a2 here? It's negative yx. So negative y, this is y. So here we can say that our x is 6 and our y is what? 8. So they are saying negative what? Y. So you negate y. So it's negative what? 8. So we have negative 8 comma. We are maintaining our x with the 6.
No. This is the formula. I don't understand.
So this is the formula. The formula is xy maps to negative y x. Good. So we are just changing the position. So xy is this is the thing. Xy maps to here the negative y first and the x.
Yes.
So you just take the point. This is the point. The first value is x. The second is y. So here our x is 6 and our y is what? 8. You get it?
Yeah.
So they are saying the formula is negative what? Y.
Y.
So which one is y? 8.
8.
So negative of y is what? Negative of 8. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So there's negative of 8. That is negative y here. The negative y is first, comma. Then our what? X. X is what? 6. So we are not changing anything. Negative 8.
Okay. Because at times, the more questions make it you. At times, the more questions here. You said, your mouth 6 8. And the 6 near x and 8 near y. But look at the formula. The formula is negative yx. So normally we use the 6 for negative y.
You just use it based on like their position. The first one is always x. The second is always y. So if I ask you to plot this point, you take the x, that is 6 on the x axis, 6 on the x axis, and you go and take the 8 on the y axis. So
Yeah.
So you just indicate the point. So you just do them based on their position. So always write the first one as to x, the second one as to y. You get it? Then you, as we proceed, you understand. Let's do. Okay, now our b is what? 2 5. So our b2 is what? See, negative. See, our x is what? 2. And our y is what? 5. It's x and y. Okay. The formula is negative y. So negative y is what? Negative 5. And what? X is 2. So assuming this one, it was our y is negative 5 already. And they are asking us to negate this one. We are going to negate this y. So we have to negate this also. If we negate this, negative times negative become positive. So this one would rather be 5. But here it is positive. So you negate it, you still get negative. You get it? Alright. Now let's do our C. So our C is what? If you don't understand it, let me know. 7 2. Right? So our x is 7, our y is what? 2. So we are negating y, negative y, which is negative 2. And our x is what? 7. So it's simple. Just understand the formula. If you, for the rotation, if you can't memorize it, just learn how to draw. I think in the previous video I showed you, I just used some paper and we are rotating it. You rotate it first is 90, you rotate it twice is 180, you rotate it thrice is 270, and finally 360. So if you cannot memorize them, but I think you should be able to memorize it. These are just small formulas. So we are done with the 3 questions. Now we are going back to the purpose of our discussion: single transformation. So here, let us not forget this one. Let me clean this. I'm just going to write them here. I'm going to write them here. A1. See, our A1 is what? Negative 6, negative 8 here. Our B1 is what? Negative 2, negative 5. Our C1 is negative 7, negative 2. Now, our A2. So our A2 is going to be what? Negative what?
Negative 6. Negative 8, 6.
Negative 8, 6. Our B2.
Negative 5, 2.
Negative 5, 2. Our C2 is what?
Negative 2, 7.
Negative 2, 7. Perfect. We are done. Right in there. So we are now going to solve the question. When they ask you single transformation, pay very attention to this particular one. Single transformation. We are mapping A1, B1, C1 onto A1, B2, and C2. So just take only one. You get it?
Mapping to A2.
Yes. So take only one. Map A1 onto what?
A2.
A2. If you are able to identify the mapping for this one, it's the same as if, because you see this one, the negative is applying to the first one, and it's same everywhere. So just take one. So the single transformation that maps just one onto the other. So here, A1 is what?
Negative 6, negative 8.
Oh, sure. A2 is what?
Negative 8, 6.
Negative 8 and what?
6.
6. Pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you don't understand this one. See, always if you get this, write it as this. X, Y, you see the formula, and you compare it to the changes. They get it. So here, our X is what?
Negative 6.
And our Y is what?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. They get it. And so here, this X and Y. Now, what is happening? What is happening here? This is what?
X.
And this is what?
Y.
Sure. Now, compare this side. Which one is negative?
Negative 8.
Negative 8. Then you go and look into your formula. Do you have negative 8 here?
Yes.
Negative 8 is for what?
Y.
Y. So here, can I write what? Y. You understand? Just relax. X is what?
Negative 6.
Y is what? Negative 8. 8 going to add. Good. So here, our negative 8 is for what? Y. Look at it. And check your, do you have 6 inside in your list?
No.
What the value for X?
Negative 6.
So if X is negative 6, if you negate negative 6, you get what? You negate this 6. Right, you are negating negative 6.
You
So
get
negative, so you get positive.
6.
Negative will make it positive. They get it. So it means this 6 here is a negation of what?
Negative 6.
It's a negating of X. Yes, that is negative 6. Are you lost? So I hear that. Let me
Yes.
let me explain
understand.
it again. See, single transformation. What single transformation maps A1? So you are taking on this. You are considering this. So take the first one as your X. So our X is negative 6. And your Y is the second one, negative what?
8.
You know that if you negate a negative, you get positive.
Positive.
If you negate a positive, it will give
Yes,
you negative. So here, compare it. This is negative 6, right?
Yes.
But when you come to this side, which one is leading? The one having 8
8.
attached, the one that's having 8 attached. So it's negative 8 here. And we are seeing our negative 8 per what we wrote. The first one is for X. X is negative 6. The Y is negative 8, right? Good. So here, the negative 8 is rather leading.
Yes.
So here, which one is negative 8?
Y.
Y. So we just write Y on top. we naturally don't want to see the values in it. We just want to write our variables. They get it. Now go to the down part. We are having what? 6, but we don't have 6 in our what? X and Y here. So what we have?
-6.
We have -6, and now -6 is what? X. X is -6. So what will you do to -6 so that you will get that 6 here? You have to what? Negate it, because you have to make sure this negative will change to positive. But there is only one way that -6 can change to positive, unless you negate the negative again. You get it? So don't forget that the -6 is for what? X. So if you negate this X, you are negating what? X. So negative times negative will become +6. And that is what we have negated, the -6, which is X. So there is X. We will do this for this. Then you try the B and see if you understand. So here, take this one. XY maps to Y -what? X. Compare with the formulas. Which one is having Y -X?
8 Y as X. Which one?
Come back. See.
Oh, I'm coming ready.
The one having Y leading. That one is rotation.
It's
Always
rotation.
reflection. The position, we don't change it. X, Y, X and -1. They get it. So here, compare this.
So
Y -X is what? 90 degrees what? Clockwise rotation. So here, in this question, they're asking what single transformation maps A1 blah 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 onto B something. So the single, you write this your conclusion. Here, the single transformation that maps single transformation. The single transformation that maps A1, B1, C1 onto A2, B2, C2 is what? 270 clockwise rotation. So 270 degrees clockwise what? Rotation. 270 clockwise rotation.
it's 90. It's 90.
Y negative.
Hey.
Sorry, so it's either 270. So the 270 will be anti-clockwise. You get it?
Anti-clockwise.
So it's 90 degrees clockwise rotation or what? 270 anti-clockwise. Simple. Do you get it? So you just have to solve more example for you to understand this trick here. Do you get it? So let's, instead of using A and B1, let's use B to see if you get the same answer. So we are just changing the parameters, right? To see if you will get this 90 degrees clockwise rotation. Sure. So here, what single transformation maps B1 onto what? B2. B1 is -2, -5. B2 is what?
-5, 2.
-5,
2.
2. Good. Here, take your x as what? The first one, -2. Always, you know, when you're writing the formula, it's xy. Xy is always starting. So xy or xy. So the first is x, and the second is -what? Sorry, the second is y. -5 is y. The word is blurring too hard because we are in an open place. Xy maps to C. Pay attention. Xy maps to what? Which one is legend?
-5.
So you go and look into the formula. Do you have -5?
Yes, it's Y.
Assuming you came, this is what? -5. And this one is what? 5. You see, you don't have 5 here, but you have -5. So you just have to negate it.
Negative.
But here we have it here, so it's y. You just write y. Now go to the bottom one. So we have two. We have two here. Then we're going to check your x and y. The x is what?
-2.
The x is not 2, it's -2. So if you want to get 2 out of the -2, you see our x is what? -2. So if you negate our what? -2, it means you have to negate this, because see, our x is for -2. You get it? So if you negate x, you have to negate this one. So negating x, negative times negative, you have positive, and this is a negation of what? X. So it's negative what? X.
So it's rotation.
It's the same as 90 degrees clockwise rotation.
Okay.
Look at it. Let's try it with the last one, C1, and see if you understand it. You should be able to understand it. Then after this, we will just take another example. You want to bombard my destiny. So what transformation map C1 onto C2? So C1 is
-7.
-7, -2. Map to -2,
7.
7. As usual, write the first one as being your x, second one as being your y. Okay, so
-2 is y.
so this is x, this is y. So which one? -2, we have our what? Y. And this one we have 7, but the x is what? -7. So x is -7. If you want to get 7, you negate -7.
Yeah.
To get +7, then you have to negate x. Negative x. So any of them that you use, you get the same answer. If you are finding a single transformation, you can use A maps to. You can use only A1 and A2. You can use B1 and B2, C1 and C2. All of them will give you the same formula. You get it? So here, y negative x is what? 90 degrees what? Clockwise rotation. So when you ask you what single transformation maps A1 onto A2, is what? 90 degrees clockwise rotation.
So like when they give you, they have to like when they give you a question,